You are probably wondering what I'm doing up there with your favorite superheroes. I'm gonna share a secret. I have a superpower. I can steal intelligence, and like any other superhero you ever liked, I haven't always had the superpower. In fact, the day I was born, doctors told my parents that I'm stupid, that I had no future. It's funny, because for the next 26 years of my life, I have done nothing but proving them wrong. I graduated. I graduated from high school, the top of my class. And when I got into college, I taught myself how to code. But here's the biggie. Lately, I left software engineering to join an ambitious tech startup in Silicon Valley, California, Veamly, as a junior content marketer. Now, it may seem crazy, but it wasn't only about me. Many great minds throughout history were initially conceived as stupid. And here's the problem. We don't have a specific definition of intelligence. Intelligence can mean different things to different people. Intelligence has different forms. And today, I want to stress on this matter. Intelligence is the ability to apply knowledge. Here's the problem. How can you apply knowledge if you don't have enough information? And that's why I came up with 7 steps that will help you hopefully steal intelligence. Step 0, mindset. Let's get things straight. Stealing intelligence for the sake of stealing is meaningless. It should serve a higher purpose, or as Simon Sinek put it, start with your why. When I wanted to become a writer, I didn't even care about money. Sure, having a $200,000 book deal with a major publisher is amazing, but I wanted to add value. I wanted to share my ideas with the whole world. And let me tell you a secret. I knew it was hard. I knew it won't happen overnight. I know I will probably fail a lot. But I was able to pay the price because I know I have the right tools. When I was at Stanford last year, I had the opportunity to visit the Stanford School of Design, and I'm not talking about graphic design here. And I met its co-founder, Bernard Ruth. I'm talking about design thinking. Design thinking is an approach to solve problems. And this is something that he highlighted in his book, The Achievement Habits. Now, achieving big things is not one single leap. Achieving big things starts when you start building small habits, those daily rituals that most of us don't care about. For example, making your bed. For example, working out every single day in order to achieve your own purpose. Now the challenge here, how can you even apply a framework or solve a problem if you don't have enough information? Thus comes step 1, information. Information is free. We are lucky to be living in an era where all the answers to your questions are one click away. When I wanted to teach myself how to code in college, I started dropping classes, and instead I learned online. This is awesome, and sure, it helped me polish my skills. But once again, there is a problem. Specialization. I only spent 3 years studying coding, and this is bad. Let me explain. In his book, The Nature and Causes of Wealth of Nations, Adam Smith stressed on the importance of labor division and how we can boost our productivity and achieve economic growth through that. The challenge is people nowadays wrap themselves in their job titles. When I used to study computer science in high school, my friends used to nod when I tell them that I'm passionate about philosophy, that I'm reading French literature, that I'm passionate about science. I mean, I'm a computer science student. Why should I care about that? And this is why you should also care about that. The next step is knowledge. Knowledge starts when you decide to work on side projects to polish your skills. For the last 6 years, I spent most of my weekends toying with side projects and trying to polish my skills for one single reason. Information is free, but knowledge is not, because knowledge happens when information meets experience. We can even push further now. Many schools around the world use what they call project-based learning. They try to engage students in active experiments as the educational process, because we're not talking here about information only. But I want to challenge you and push the envelope even further. Next step is to experiment. I remember Giovanni Corazza when he said, if you want to experiment, you need to set an environment when diverse disciplines mix. And I have the perfect story for this. When I wanted to participate in the Space NASA Challenge 2 years ago, people laughed at me because I had a crazy premise. I wanted to reduce pollution using kids' toys. Crazy, right? No, not really. The idea came to me from simple observation. There is a phenomenon in plants, it's called photosynthesis, which is basically the plants absorbs carbon dioxide and release oxygen and electricity. Thus came to idea to reduce pollutions using ecological kids' toys. And yeah, we did it, and it was awesome. There is one simple element left. I didn't do it on my own. People are social creatures, and whoever tries to buy you the myth of the self-made man is just delusional. When we talk about networking as the next step, obviously, most people think about business cards, or most people would probably tell you you should target network events and meet people. And this is wrong in my opinion, because networking should be about building friendships, building meaningful relationships. You should always ask yourself one question: how can I add value to this person's life? How can I help them? Because trust me, if you have the best intention, eventually you will have the best results. Case in point, is showcased with the next step, opportunity. When I had the opportunity to travel to Silicon Valley, most people were like, wow, that's amazing. You're awesome, you're skilled. But I didn't tell them the full story. I didn't tell them that the whole journey started when one of my friends reached out to me and said, Azzen, I found this opportunity and I think you should apply. And this is a small example out of countless opportunities that I have been blessed to get. Now the question, how can you qualify the best opportunities? It's really overwhelming. Again, go back to your why and ask yourself, is this opportunity gonna help me achieve my big vision? And if the answer is yes, go for it. I'm not saying it's gonna be easy. I'm not saying it's gonna be smooth, but that's how life works. There is one last step remaining, and most people don't talk about it. When you talk to successful people, they mention the struggle and the journey and the success. But there is one extra step that one of my favorite investors, Dan Locke, mentioned once, which is significance. Now that you have the assets, now that you have the skill to change not only yourself, but your community, you need to scale impact. Since day one, I wanted to become a better version of myself because I cared about my community. I wanted to empower the youth. I wanted to show people that underserved communities, like people with disabilities, can do amazing things if they are put in the right environment. And this is one of the opportunities for me to share my story and to push you to impact your communities. Thank you.